How is everybody doing today? We are back with another episode discussing some Cowboys football and news. The first thing on the docket is going to be top 10 QBs for the 2023-2024 season. And with that, let's go ahead and jump into it. So, scrolling through my Twitter right here, it is a must follow. If you are not following it, go ahead and follow that right now. Scrolling down to this tweet of mine, my top 10 QBs for the 2023-2024 season. The order will be dropped in the video you are watching right now. So, in the number 10 spot, it is going to be Kirk Cousins. If you guys have watched any of the Netflix QB show, you saw so much toughness from Kirk Cousins. You saw the leadership. You just saw um, his knowledge and his willingness to learn and grow as a player. I think that what Kirk Cousins lacks as far as arm talent and just overall athletic ability, he more than makes up for in his just IQ for the game and his understanding to read defenses and make the right throw. And he's got a new weapon. He's got Jordan Addison coming from USC. I think that I just think that there's a lot of hate on Kirk Cousins for really no reason. I think that he's a very good quarterback, and minus the playoff success and minus the primetime woes, he's a very good quarterback, and that is the reason why he made my number 10 spot. In my number 9 spot is going to be Trevor Lawrence. You saw in that rookie season, I think what he had like 12 touchdowns, 17 interceptions, something crazy like that. Just wasn't good. Their whole organization with Urban Meyer was just such a dumpster fire. It really hindered Lawrence to really get in there and get going, But switching over to the Doug Peterson and just allowing that offensive mind to come in there and just help him grow as a player. You saw the accuracy, you saw the arm talent, you saw the escapability from the pocket, just all of those things that Trevor Lawrence did so well at Clemson. You saw that last year, and especially towards the end of the season, he put on some really great performances there. So he is my number 9 spot. In my number 8 spot is going to be Aaron Rodgers. Um, he's a year removed from being back to back MVP. He's still a very, very good quarterback. I think that there was a little bit of shortcomings as far as what Green Bay put on the field for him. You're talking about Romeo Dobbs, you're talking about Christian Watson, you're talking about Randall Cobb and Alan Lazard. I mean, yes, they're names, but they're not Devonte Adams. And I think that Aaron Jones was hurt for a little bit last year. I just think that um, overall, Aaron Rodgers is still a very, very good quarterback. I mean, he was Mahomes before Mahomes. You're talking about off platform throws, you're talking about different arm angles, you're talking about just being able to do things that other quarterbacks cannot do. That was Aaron Rodgers, and he is still. I personally think he still has that ability to be that quarterback. I think he's going over to the Jets that have a much better supporting cast for him right now, minus the offensive line. I think that that's going to be a work in progress, but we'll see. And I'm expecting him to get right back to where he was with those MVP seasons. So he lands number 8 on my list. Number 7 is probably a surprise to some people. It's going to be Jalen Hurts. I think that Jalen Hurts had an excellent season, probably the runner up for MVP last year. Um, Very good. He put in the effort in the offseason to get better. As far as outside the number throws, he was much, much improved on that. Um, that internal clock and when to escape and when to run. In addition to just having a better scheme and better supporting cast around him, this past year helped him tremendously. I think that he's a very good quarterback. I still think that he needs to make improvements as a pure passer, but you're looking at the whole package here whenever I'm ranking these QBs, and I think that he ranks number 7 right now. Number 6 on the list is going to be Lamar Jackson. Lamar is really the only knock on him right now is just he can't stay healthy. He's been injured the past 2 seasons, and um, yeah, I just think that when it comes to running ability, I think that he's at the top of the league as far as quarterbacks go. I think that when it comes to the deep ball, he's very good. When it comes to the quick hitting game, he's very good. Needs to learn how to dissect defenses a little bit more. He's not going to be the guy that takes you down the field with just boom, 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 making every single throw. But you talk about just an athlete playing the sport. He is amongst one of the best. Number 5 on the list is going to be our guy Dak Prescott. So if you think I'm being biased by saying he's a top 5 quarterback, go ahead and leave that in the comments. Now, I'm not saying that Dak's performance last year was good by any means, but what I am saying is this is the expectations for this upcoming season. And what Dak does is he's a leader. He has these guys. He has these wide receivers, tight ends, running backs all the time at his house. He's a grinder. He's working. I think that Mike McCarthy and Brian Schottenheimer are really working with him, building the offense around him. He's got new weapons this year in Brandon Cooks, Luke Schoonmaker, excuse me, and then a healthy Michael Gallup. Um, I think that there's just so much going right for him that I just see a big year. Now, Dak doesn't have the greatest arm. Dak doesn't have that elite running ability anymore. But Dak, what he does so well, and this can't be understated, is before the snap is even snapped, he's there. He knows where everybody is. He's accounting for every single player on the field, and he's reading the defense before anybody else is moving. And I think that shows. I think that he gets through reads better than most quarterbacks. I think he's top 5 in getting through his reads in a succinct manner and finding the right spot to go with the ball. I think he's accurate, and I just think that he's a leader of men. So I'm going to bet on that each and every single time. Number 4 on the list, this might surprise some people, but it's going to be Justin Herbert. I think that Justin Herbert, when it comes down to a name that a lot of people give hype to, but has had some shortcomings. Justin Herbert's probably one of the first people you think about. I mean, he doesn't have that playoff success. He doesn't have that those crazy wins. But what he does have is he has an amazing arm. He has that pocket presence. He protects the ball incredibly well. He has those tight window throws, the accuracy, everything that you would want from a quarterback. But he's not a diva. He's not showing up on social media acting like, oh, I've arrived. I think that he's just calm, cool, collected. He's a great guy, and I think that Kellen Moore is actually going to bring the best out in him as a player, and I'm excited to see it. Number 3 on the list is Josh Allen. I think when you think of like Megatron for like wide receivers back in the day, I think he's the Megatron of the QB group. I mean, you talk about size, arm talent, um, grittiness, ability to just win a game just because I'm gonna win the game. I'm better than you. I'm gonna win the game. Josh Allen's probably that guy. You think about a bully who can pick up like a 2nd and 6 with just his legs on a designed run, and then he can air it out 60 yards to Stephon Diggs or whoever it is out there. I think that he also, out of these top 3 guys, probably has the worst supporting cast in my opinion. And so we'll see where that takes him. I'm expecting a big year out of Josh Allen. I think that he needs to clean up a little bit of the turnovers. That's probably his biggest knock for me right now. But I'm excited to see what he has and what he continues to grow and develop into. Number 2, I have Joe Burrow. I think that when you talk about um, somebody that's not afraid to hang in there and take a hit, that has extremely good touch on balls, accuracy, doesn't have the greatest arm, but man, he makes up for it with just his ability to be a baller, and that's why they gave him the name Joe Burr. I mean, he is cold. He's. I mean, I don't know what to say about it. He has that it factor to really just go in there and win games, and I think that if he was in a system kind of like Kansas City, where they allowed him to throw more in the red zone, you know, there might be some more discussion about is he better than Mahomes. But I digress on that. I don't want to make people too mad by saying that Joe Burrow could be Mahomes. But anyways, number 1, I don't think that it was much of a surprise for most people. Patrick Mahomes. I mean, you just talk about the off platform, the different angled throws, the arm talent. with velocity, power, accuracy, extending plays outside of the pocket, just knowing where everybody is on the field. I think that he stands, head above the rest. He is very good. You saw that in the QB show on Netflix. I think that he has that leadership and he has that grit for him to win. And you factor that in with the greatest tight end of all time, possibly, and a coach that has that same swagger, that wants to be a winner and wants to have that, player relationship with his guys. I think it's a perfect match, and I think that Kansas City is a very tough team to beat with Patrick Mahomes there behind center. Excuse me, guys. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump into this next part of the video, which is what Adam Schefter reported today. So, Cowboys 6-time All Pro guard and team captain Zack Martin is considering not reporting to training camp due to his unhappiness with his contract and the team's lack of interest in restructuring it. Per sources, Martin believes he is woefully underpaid relative to the market. Um, so, if I'm talking directly to Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones right now, pay the man. Do not wait. Do not drag your feet with this. He is undoubtedly the best offensive lineman on your team and probably the best offensive lineman in the league. A part of the 99 club in Madden right now. I know that that doesn't make a difference for um, you know player player owners and stuff like that, but that's a high praise. I mean, you're talking about a guy that's grinded his entire career, and on the back half of his career, he finally gets 99. That is, it speaks volumes to who Zach Martin is as a worker, as a leader. And like I said, just do not drag your feet on this. Go ahead and pay this dude, because when it comes down to your team, what can derail the season? Next to Dak Prescott getting injured, it's going to be that offensive line falling apart and getting injured, and not having that chemistry. So pay the most important piece on your offensive line. Do not mess around with this. Other bookmarks, other stuff I just wanted to talk about. So, um, this question I proposed on my Twitter um, today, actually. I said, if Diggs walked into Jerry and said 4 years at $19 million per year, would you guys like that? And 10 votes, 80% of them said yes, sign me up. And one vote, which is kind of strange to me, said no, that's too much. And at 19 million, that's not even the highest. I don't even think that puts him top three highest paid corners in the league. So for me, if this was if I was Jerry, I'd be like, okay, let's figure it out. Let's sign it on the dotted line and let's roll, because this has the ability to this gives you the ability to sign Micah, CD, Steele, some of those other guys, because you thought that Diggs was going to come in there and request the highest paid contract. So I think right now Diggs is in that anywhere from 7 to 12 range, as far as corners in the NFL, rankings wise. But you know how this game goes. If it's your time to pay, you want to be the highest paid. So, and I think that honestly, truthfully, he's gonna continue to grow. I mean, he's a young player. Didn't even start playing corner until um, his second season at Alabama. Excuse me. And on top of that, you're going to see some of the mainstays at that corner position kind of fall off soon. Ramsey, Howard, Gilmore. There's so many good corners that are getting up there in age. So interesting to see if he would be willing to do this. I saw a tweet by Des Bryant saying that Diggs was not trying to take their head off. He wasn't trying to price gouge them. He was trying to work with them in relation to his contract, and I think that that's kind of interesting. So we'll see what that holds. I wanted to discuss this a little bit. So top 10 edge rushers overall for Madden, and DeMarcus Lawrence number 9 right there, and Michael Parsons number 3. Um, if I'm not mistaken, that's the only team with two top 10 pass rushers on Madden. So that's kind of impressive. And I think it speaks volumes to who DeMarcus Lawrence is as a player. Hasn't had a double digit sack season since 2018. and yet he's still getting number 9 on Madden, just because strictly because he's an incredibly elite run defender, sheds blocks, understands the game, and plays it the right way. Um, so I think that that was very cool for Madden to recognize that. I was a little bit mad, as you can see my tweet here. I was kind of mad that they robbed the Cowboys for having two 99 overall players by giving Micah only a 97. I personally thought that he was deserving upon the 99, especially last year. They kind of held him back a little bit and only gave him like an 88 or something like that upon release of the game after his incredible rookie season. But anyways, that's all I really wanted to discuss with you guys. I hoped you liked the video. If you did, if you're a like-minded Cowboys fan or you're just a fan of football, go ahead and leave a like, a comment, a share on the video, and subscribe to my channel. Really trying to grow it, really trying to branch out and just bring no BS kind of news to the Cowboys sphere. I'm not trying to get the clickbaity stuff. I'm just trying to talk ball. And I appreciate everybody that clicked on the video. And with that being said, I am out.